The Out of Bounds Show podcast is brought to you by Live Oaks Golf Club and Roosevelt's at Live Oaks. Whether you're in the mood for a hot lunch or you want to go play a quick 18 with a cold beer, the only choice is Live Oaks Golf Club and Roosevelt at Live Oaks on Highway 49 North.
WRKS Pickens Jackson.
You ready?
Let's go! 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now live in the Bank Plus studio, where college football meets the all lifestyle.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is
The Out of Bounds Show with Bo Bounds, streaming around the world live at the Out of Bounds radio app and on your radio at ESPN 105.9.
Where are you?
The Zone.
Third hour of the Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, WRKS, brought to you by Acoustic Wave Treatment Center. Acoustic Wave Treatment Center. If you suffer from ED, erectile dysfunction, then you want to call Acoustic Wave Treatment Center in Ridgeland. AcousticWaveMS.com. No meds, no needles, no surgery. That's right. No meds, no needles, no surgery. If you suffer from ED, go to Acoustic Wave Treatment Center in Ridgeland, AcousticWaveMS.com. Welcome in. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. We had fun at 7:30. 7:30, 8:30, and 9:30 are the SEC Insider Hits. And those are 24-minute segments, no commercials. And there are also 3 podcasts within the show. No interruption. And during the 7:30 segment this morning, we did Show Me the Money, powered by the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook, and had a lot of fun. We looked at the NFC Championship game with Tampa Bay at Green Bay, Brady Rodgers, and then the Buffalo Bills Mafia going against Kansas City, and the Chiefs and Mahomes and Chris Jones and all that. So we went over the spread, the over-under, a couple of prop bets, all kinds of fun stuff. If you're in the Philadelphia, Mississippi area, you bet $50 at the Golden Moon Casino Sportsbook. You can play award-winning Dancing Rabbit Golf Club for $30. Show Me the Money has become one of the more popular segments that we have done on the show. We just started it this year for college football and the NFL. We love it. We're going to continue on with it, even during going into March Madness and prop bets on the NFL draft, right?
Ooh.
Who knows who goes where?
Saw Marcus Mosher tweeting out about Elijah Moore yesterday.
And what did he say? That he's awesome?
Ironic you say that. He said, Elijah Moore, ... is good. End film study.
That's what he said?
That's literally what he tweeted out.
Ashley just joined us. Good morning to Ashley. She's back after, it's been a few weeks. So we're glad that she's here. I don't have any Bloody Mary mix, but we do have margarita mix and plenty of beer. So we're getting Bloody Mary mix back in February 1 at the All Lifestyle Shop. So that's right in time. What is that right in time for? Valentine's Day. You can pair a Sauced in the South Bloody Mary mix with some kind of fun tumbler, whiskey glass or something like that, or some Jonesy Q rubs or sauce, and give it to your dude, your guy, and he'll be happy. But we do have Sauced in the South margarita mix over there. Or, as Blake likes to say, it's just a cocktail mix. You can do all sorts of things with it, not just margs.
Great whiskey sour mix.
Whiskey sour, other things. Mix. Yeah. Cool. You can do a Tito's Rita. We talked about that on the show during the fall. Actually, somebody made us a Tito's Rita.
Yeah, I don't remember who that was. That Nate?
It may have been Nate.
I don't remember.
Or was it Jeff Jones?
No.
Ashley's. We should get Ashley to bartend.
Yes.
You and I both bartended.
We should get anyone to bartend.
And Ashley should bartend for a segment and make us some whatever drinks she wants to make, as long as she uses our sponsors.
If you could only have one cocktail for the rest of your life, regardless of situation, what would it be?
Cocktail. Interesting.
I mean, I guess it doesn't have to be it could be like, you might say, I just want bourbon straight for the rest of my life. I don't know.
Well, I'm a Four Roses, one big rock, guy when I'm out to dinner. I will say this. Kevin at Kessler Prime makes something for me. I don't know what it is, but it's Tito's, and they don't have lemonade, but he kind of combos something, and it's really good, but it's not too sweet.
Yeah.
I don't like sweet drinks. That's why I like the Sauced in the South margarita mix. Like, I can't go into a Mexican restaurant and do a margarita. That stuff's that's a stomach ache waiting to happen. But the reason why we locked in the Sauced in the South is that's not sweet margarita mix. It's good, but it's not super. It's not like I'm drinking Skittles. That's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Like, if I ate 10 Skittles, I'd be in pain. Like, there's people that can just eat like sweet tarts. I was never a kid. I can't drink Kool-Aid. Kool-Aid, that's a stomach. See, you were a Kool-Aid kid. I could see you smashing like grape Kool-Aid.
I mean,
right?
growing up, it was the powdered Gatorade, powdered Kool-Aid at every sporting event. That's like what everyone had.
That's a stomach ache for me. I can't eat sweet tarts, Skittles, stuff like that.
Fair enough. The old fashioned.
We went from cocktails to candy.
Yeah, the old fashioned that Kessler Prime makes is phenomenal.
It is.
They do something special with it.
And sometimes they'll throw a little bacon in there.
Woo.
A little bacon drink. Yeah. Out of bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Evidently, I've made several message boards this morning because of us referencing a text about Terrell Buckley. So what I said has been taken out of context, which is fine. I referenced a text that said, this person said that Terrell Buckley was let go or was getting let go. That rumor was going on all through Christmas holidays. Is it official? I have no idea. But there you go. We threw it out on a text and from a listener, and you can take it and do with it what you will. It sure looks like where there's smoke, there's fire. So he may not be back for Ole Miss. Deke Adams is already gone. They lost two other assistants, one to Texas and one to Oklahoma. So we'll see what shakes out there. Looks like Mike Leach is going to hang on to all 10 of his assistant coaches, which is
huge. Continuity is huge right now.
This day and age just doesn't happen, and it definitely hasn't happened at Mississippi State. Moorhead didn't know how to put together a staff. 1, 2, when he put it together, he lost all of his guys, and they didn't recruit.
No.
Moorhead did recruit. I give Joe props. Joe Moorhead did recruit. He didn't demand that from some of his assistants. Lukabu didn't recruit. Getsy didn't. I mean, these are NFL guys. Getsy didn't recruit. Even Charles Huff, who was the number one recruiter at Alabama, which I think I could be the number one. Give me an Alabama pullover, an Alabama hat, and let me roll in a McDonald's bag.
Yeah.
And I can sign high 4-star and 5-star kids. But Charles Huff is now the new head football coach. Never called a play in his life. And I wish Huff the best. But he is the new football coach at Marshall. Now, there is talk that he is retaining their offensive coordinator, who it looks like did a good job. That's smart if Huff's going to allow people to call plays and him be the head coach, the recruiter. He's a heck of a salesman. He's charismatic, can talk to a wall, all that. And I think he's a good coach, but he's coached running backs. So, I mean, I know you're hanging your hat on coaching Saquon Barkley, and that's cool, and every coach does that. But that's kind of like telling me that you were an assistant coach at the Chicago Bulls in 1990 and you coached Michael Jordan. I mean,
did you really coach Michael Jordan?
Right.
Or
I was an assistant for the Los Angeles Lakers in 1985. I coached Magic Johnson. Okay, well, what does that really mean?
You made sure his water was on the bench?
Sure. I like Steve Mariucci on TV. I understand he rode being an assistant for the San Francisco 49ers and telling people that he coached Joe Montana. Did he?
Joe Montana.
Yeah. But I get it. As a coach, you got to do that. You got to grab on to whatever. I mean, whoever goes through the program.
Speaking of NFL and coaching, I got a radio-safe version of Dan Campbell's press conference. We'll hear from the kneecap biter on the other side.
All right, so Dan Campbell talks about he's the new Detroit Lions head coach, and he was with the New Orleans Saints. He discusses biting kneecaps in his press conference. We'll drop some of the audio on the other side. Welcome in. Good morning. The Out of Bounds Show, ESPN 105.9 The Zone, is brought to you by all the Jonesy Q rubs and sauces. at the Y'all Lifestyle Shop in the Township. Jonesy Q rubs and sauces for grilling this weekend at the Y'all Lifestyle Shop in the Township.
The Out of Bounds Show is presented by Ace Bolt and Screw, powered by DeWalt Tools.
We have some really good audio coming up. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN, is brought to you by Lunch at Roosevelt's. Roosevelt's is the restaurant at Live Oaks Golf Club. Philly cheesesteak sandwich, burgers, wings. They're slinging some delicious lunch, burgers, and dishes and sandwiches all at Roosevelt's. Live Oaks Golf Club, Highway 49 North. Roosevelt's, Live Oaks Golf Club. Try the Philly cheesesteak sandwich. The burger's great. Wings. Also some daily specials. Show is also presented by Ace Bolt and Screw, powered by DeWalt Tools. So the New Orleans Saints lose their tight ends coach / assistant head coach. Dan Campbell takes, this is weird that he got this job to me. Maybe I'm missing something. I wish him the best, but Dan Campbell, he's not like the OC or DC with the Saints. He takes the job with the Detroit Lions as the head coach, and he had an epic press conference discussing, like, kneecap biting. I don't know about y'all, but now they're going to be the fighting kneecap biters with the Detroit Lions. They need to do something. They don't ever go to the playoffs, but this is the audio from Dan Campbell in his press conference.
All right, and so this team's going to be built on we're going to kick you in the teeth, all right, and when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you, and when you knock us down, we're going to get up, and on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off, all right, and we're going to stand up, and then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down, all right, and on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. Okay. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right, that's going to be the mentality. All right, and we're going to learn that any loss that we take, we're going to make sure we feel the full pain of it and not go numb to it.
They're just the first loser.
That is spectacular.
This is the most incredible audio I've ever heard.
Could be the best audio clip from a press conference with a new coach.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah, since
we really couldn't understand Ed Ogeron. Remember? So that one was kind of difficult at Ole Miss. This one was really good.
Yeah, this goes right up there with the Singletary rant, or maybe the Gundy I'm 40 rant.
Yeah.
I mean, this goes up there with, like, coach press conference rants of all time. He got himself fired up. You could, like, hear his emotion getting fired up.
Oh,
the guy has a trailer park goatee that would put, most of the state of Alabama to shame. I looked up pictures of him as a player. He had a long mullet. I mean, he was glorious. He spent 5 years with the Saints. Before that, he spent 5 years with the Dolphins. So he's been 10 straight years with 2 organizations, 5 with the Dolphins. He did serve as interim head coach in 2015. His team went 5-7. I mean, they were probably terrible, though,
right,
with the Dolphins back then in 2015. And then he's been with the Saints, and he's held one position. He's held tight end coach / associate head coach, or assistant to the head coach, however you want to say it. And so you wonder how much has rubbed off of from Sean Payton to Dan Campbell. Saints are the most winningest program, or winningest franchise in the NFL regular season over the last 5 years. More than the Chiefs, more than the Patriots, more than the Steelers, Ravens, whoever you want to put out there, any good program.
Isn't that amazing, though, that the Lions hired an assistant coach, not a coordinator?
Who hasn't called play. Like, we talk about Eric Bieniemy with the Chiefs all the time. Is it Andy Reid or is it Eric Bieniemy? Well, let me put it this way. There's a lot less of Dan Campbell in the Saints than there is Eric Bieniemy in the Chiefs, right?
Right.
I mean, that feels confident to say. Brian Daboll didn't get hired out of the Buffalo Bills. Now, there are still 2 coaching jobs available. the Texans from Houston,
Okay.
and Philadelphia Eagles. So in theory, the Eagles hired.
No, they just hired the dude.
Just hired Nick Sirianni, who's the Colts OC. So it's just one, the Houston Texans. So Dayball could get hired, Bieniemy could get hired in theory.
Yeah.
But they seem like much better hires than Dan Campbell.
Oh. Kneecap biters. Haven't heard that one. Can you drop that exact same audio again? This is Dan Campbell, former Saints assistant coach, as he's introduced at his press conference as the head coach somehow for the Detroit Lions.
All right, and so this team's going to be built on we're going to kick you in the teeth. All right, and when you punch us back, we're going to smile at you, and when you knock us down, we're going to get up. And on the way up, we're going to bite a kneecap off. All right, and we're going to stand up, and then it's going to take 2 more shots to knock us down. All right, and on the way up, we're going to take your other kneecap, and we're going to get up, and then it's going to take 3 shots to get us down. And when we do, we're going to take another hunk out of you. Before long, we're going to be the last one standing. All right, that's going to be the mentality. All right, and we're going to learn that any loss that we take, we're going to make sure we feel the full pain of it and not go numb to it.
Full pain. You need to feel the full pain of it. Not.
That's a lot of pain in Detroit.
I mean, considering they lose, 60
plus
% of the time?
Oh, gosh.
All right, so I'm nominating Dan Campbell as maybe our favorite coach.
Football guy of the year, right?
Yeah,
there.
I mean, this guy, he may lead the way. They may play more bull in the ring than any other coach in the NFL.
Get that guy drunk. I bet he'd fight everybody.
He does look like a bouncer in Roadhouse.
Yes.
Ashley probably never watched Roadhouse because it was a movie in the 80s with Patrick Swayze. But
it's fantastic.
It was an iconic movie. But Dan Campbell reminds me of a guy who's a bouncer at the dock.
Yeah.
20 years ago.
Yeah, 100%.
Former high school football player, thumper. Of course, he's a big man. I was going to say he's a linebacker. He may be a lineman. Could he have pulled off being a linebacker? I don't know. But he looks like a pretty big man.
He played tight end. He's 6'5".
6'5". I don't know if he's a linebacker
He's a
then.
big boy.
Probably played a little O-line prior to being a tight end.
Dude, he still looks like he works out for about an hour every day.
An hour? 2 hours?
He is yoked.
Yeah.
Yoked.
That guy
over under on the percentage chance that Dan Campbell at some point hits someone at practice before his first game as Detroit Lion head coach. I'd say 75%.
I'd probably say a year.
He's going to hit some, you know how Orgeron used to headbutt players with their helmet on?
I think Ole Miss played Bull in the Ring during halftime.
No, they hit
the Wyoming
full practice.
Yeah. And I think part of that was Bull in the Ring.
Yeah.
I think it was a lightning delay.
Yep.
And he got him out, and they did a full practice and some Bull in the Ring.
And then they lost to Wyoming.
Yeah. So this is going to be great in Detroit.
Rebel Godfather says, I bet he can smash a case of Natty in no time.
There's no question. There's no doubt about that. We thought y'all would enjoy that audio on a Football Friday. I made my picks early. Who do you have winning this weekend?
Green Bay covers the 3.5.
Okay, so you're going to lay the points. I took them.
Buffalo, Kansas City's hard, man. I think Buffalo potentially could be the best team in the playoffs, and yet nothing about it feels like you don't want to bet against Mahomes and Andy Reid,
Not right now. The question is
how much do you get out of Mahomes?
Stage fright at this point?
For the Bills, yeah.
Now, in the NFL, you don't have as much of that as you do in the college because these guys are pros and they're a little bit older.
But the Bills have been to one playoff game in 10 years, and it was last year. You know what I mean? They've been terrible.
But now they've won another one, or have they won 2?
Yeah, 2 this year now.
They've been playing for a while. They didn't get the off week.
They're on an 8 or 9 game win streak. I think 8 games, and they're scoring 40 points a game in those 8 games. I mean, they've been dominant.
Who do you think would win Bull in the Ring against each other? Ed Orgeron or Dan Campbell?
Oh, man. I bet Orgeron has pretty weak kneecaps. I think I go Dan Campbell.
You go Dan Campbell. He may be a little younger than Ogre.
Orgeron's kind of top heavy now.
Yeah. He's doing a lot of upper body, but I'm not sure that he's done any leg workout in a while. Live in the Bank Plus studio, Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, presented by Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center. Any age, any sport, any injury, they've got you covered. Mississippi Sports Medicine and Orthopedic Center.
The Out of Bounds Show is powered by the award-winning golf courses at Dancing Rabbit Golf Club in Philadelphia, Mississippi.
Woo! Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Welcome in on a Football Friday. Greg Burns' name floated for the Pac-12 commissioner job. Also, Oliver Luck, Andrew Luck's dad. And Gene Smith. Some of you may not know who that is, but he's one of the most powerful ADs in the country at the Ohio State University. Greg Byrne at Alabama. Oliver Luck, who's had several big jobs in athletics, and Gene Smith. There's others too, by the way. Stanford's AD. He may get it because he's been out there. We'll see. They let go of Larry Scott. Larry Scott had been making $5.3 million a year, moved them into a high-rent district in San Francisco years ago where they were paying $7 million a year in rent. He talked the president/chancellors. That's why you should have so much faith in higher ed and their ideology and mindset. But he talked them into receiving a $1.9 million loan, no interest. No interest, $1.9 million loan. And evidently, I don't know why he needed that, but because he's making $5.3 million a year plus bonuses. But he convinced them the presidents and ADs, to give him a $1.9 million loan, no interest. And the rumors are that he has yet to make a payment. And then the Pac-12 TV deal, which most of you know this, you don't watch Pac-12 football. There's a reason. Their TV deal is terrible. He did that. He rolled out the Pac-12 network. It flopped. Then he gutted it, has tried to reboot it. That hasn't worked. I really can't think of anything he's done, that was really successful, but he made a ton of dough. $5.3 million a year salary as the Pac-12 commissioner. Was fired this week. He was chartered planes and lavish hotels were part of his thing. And a $7 million a year in rent in a high rent district in San Francisco. Also, some other news, Sarah Thomas from Mississippi, NFL official. She will call the Super Bowl. That's pretty cool. Actually, that's really cool. She's from Rankin County, Brandon area. Sarah Thomas, who has been an NFL official for a few years now, will be on the NFL officiating team for the Super Bowl in a couple of weeks down in Tampa Bay. She's been calling playoff games. And Blake, did you tell me she's calling this weekend?
I don't believe so. Okay. I did not see her. I think
she was in the divisional, right?
Yes, I think they have a different crew Super Bowl than both title games.
Did I see her in the Kansas City game? Can't remember, but they start to run together. But Mississippi's own Sarah Thomas will call the Super Bowl, will be on that crew.
Yeah, first female official in the Super Bowl.
That's awesome. So she started at the lower levels, worked her way up, went through Conference USA. I want to say she may have made the jump from Conference USA to the NFL, but we'll have to check on that. She's been in the NFL for several years now, and she will be on the Super Bowl crew in a couple of weeks in Tampa Bay.
Pretty cool.
That's awesome. That's a lot of fun to cover and see, and she's been very successful. And now she will add Super Bowl to her resume. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN. Are you locked into this Mississippi State Alabama basketball game this weekend, Blake?
No, I think I'd rather throw myself off a cliff.
Okay, that's probably a better play.
ESPN FPI, well, BPI, I should say, basketball. I'm so used to saying football power index. Basketball power index gives the Alabama Crimson Tide a 78.1% chance to win.
78.1%.
Which in college basketball is fairly large.
I would think that is low. I would think it should be around 90 to 95, but we'll monitor that. We've got 2 games on Sunday. Tampa Bay, Tom Brady, and Aaron Rodgers with Green Bay at 2:05. The line's not but 3.5. Green Bay's favored.
Who do you want to win? Let's get past who you think's going to win. What storyline do you want to see in the Super Bowl?
I think I'd like to see Rodgers.
Ugh.
I know you hate Green Bay.
I hate him so much. See, I like Tom Brady now that he's not with the Patriots.
I liked Tom Brady at the Patriots, and I like him at Tampa Bay.
See, I think he's so much better.
I'm torn because my son's a Tampa Bay fan.
He's so much more of a character now that he's out from under the evil empire shadow.
And I have a friend with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers organization.
Okay.
But Elton Jenkins is with Green Bay.
There are 4 Mississippi State players with
Preston Smith.
Green Bay. Will Redmond, Preston Smith, Elton Jenkins, and there's one more. Mississippi State was tied with Iowa and LSU for most players in the NFC Championship game with 4.
How about that? That's strong. Elton Jenkins has become he was not a top 10, 15, or even 20 recruit, I don't think. I know he wasn't a top 10 or 15 in the state of Mississippi from the Delta. Just a offensive lineman that developed over the years and had a super career, played all over the offensive line for MSU, and has become a star on the O-line for the Green Bay Packers. Preston Smith's a defensive end for Green Bay. You mentioned Will Redmond's a corner. Is he on the team or the practice squad?
He's on the team.
Okay, got it. And then you mentioned there may be another one. So Chris Jones is with the Chiefs. Is it Dawson Knox with the Buffalo Bills from Ole Miss, tight end that people claim Jordan Ta'amu did not want to throw to?
He did not.
Weird.
It was personal.
No, it wasn't. You're just trying to start something.
Oh, Hunter Bradley. The Green Bay Packers long snapper is the former long snapper from Mississippi State, Hunter Bradley.
So Hunter Bradley's making at least $620,000 a year. I want you to think about this. That's pretty good money as the long snapper.
Yeah.
That's a niche specialist deal. Long snapper, Green Bay Packers could be making more than that, but he's making a minimum of $600,000 a year because that's the rookie minimum.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's not a rookie. So that's why I think he's making more. I don't think he's a rookie. Is this his first year? Okay.
No.
So he's the long snapper. Can you imagine if you were able to play like 8 or 9 years in the NFL and make $6 million, $7 million or so in the NFL as a long snapper for PATs and field goals? That's a good gig if you can get it.
Hunter Bradley signed
even if you blow out your knee.
Hunter Bradley signed a 4-year, $2.6 million contract with the Packers in 2018.
4-year, 2.6. So that's 600 and change.
Yeah, he makes about $640 salary.
That's not bad.
That's a good
Most everybody listening would take that.
Yep.
$640,000 a year to be the long snapper for the Green Bay Packers.
That's pretty good.
And he's getting he's really close to pension because it used to be 5 years, now it's 3 in the NFL. I'm pretty sure.
Well, there you go.
Pretty sure that within one of the last 1 or 2 collective bargaining agreements between the players and the owners, that they cut that from 5 years to 3 years.
Well, he's played 3 years, so there you go.
All right.
18, 19, 20.
Hunter Bradley with the Green Bay Packers.
It's a good gig, man.
Yeah.
You barely get hit on his long snapper.
I mean, backup QB, we talk about that. That's great. Punter. You'd love to be a punter, play 13 to 15 years, make $20 million.
Punting has to be it because there's so much less pressure than kicking.
Yeah.
Like, you don't win the game on a punt.
Who's that guy that you love?
Pat McAfee.
Yeah.
He's incredible.
Yeah.
Guy's a genius. Marketing genius.
He punted for what, 10 years?
The Colts, yeah.
Or maybe longer?
Something like that.
Okay.
He won a Super Bowl with Peyton, if I'm not mistaken.
Nice.
He was on the West Virginia team that fell apart at the end of the year that had a chance to play for the national title.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah. He missed the field. He was the field goal kicker. He's the one that missed the kicks against Pitt or whatever.
So that was 2007.
Yeah. Yes, that was Pat McAfee.
Are you serious?
He wore number 40 for West Virginia. He missed like 3 kicks that game. I'm not even kidding. He talks about it on his show every now and then. It's not.
I think they lost 13-9.
Yeah, and he missed like 3 kicks that game.
Brutal.
Yeah.
West Virginia and Rich Rod were rolling.
Pat Slate. It was Steve Slayton and Pat White. Man.
Yeah.
You want to talk about like video game teams that you could just mop? You take like Texas was number 1 then, or USC. You could take Pat White in West Virginia and mop somebody because that read option, man, it was just like unstoppable at the time.
Yeah, it was
unheard of.
Let's switch gears. Out of Bounds, 105.9 The Zone, ESPN, brought to you by the Charbroiled Oysters at Drago Seafood Restaurant and Oyster Bar on the property of the Hilton Jackson, full-service Hilton. It's where you want to go with your Hilton Honors points. Located across the street from Edwin Watts Golf Shop on County Line Road. Also, speaking of game day, I got to give a shout-out to Havana Smoke Shop. 2 locations, I-55 North, Frontage Road, Jackson, and right across the street from Shaggy's at the Reservoir. If you're thinking about game day, you're going to be grilling beside the fire pit tonight. You're going to be hanging out, having a Tito's vodka beverage. You want to light up a premium cigar, whether that's a Fuente, an Oliva, a Liga Privada, La Flor Dominicana. They have them all at Havana Smoke Shop, 2 locations. That is your go-to for premium cigars. They also have cigars accessories, stuff for your humidor. I dropped by there a month or so ago, loaded up on those packs that humidify your humidor. Humidify your humidor.
There we go. Up 2 more of those because mine is running low, so I've got to go back to the cigar shop.
Are you positive on what you just told me?
100%.
Man. Well, I was going to segue to Tennessee, so we're going to switch gears to Hank Aaron, legendary baseball player. Home run king forever with the Atlanta Braves, Milwaukee Braves, and I may be missing a team. Hall of Famer, one of the best to ever play. Hank Aaron passed away today at 86 years old. Absolute legend. Hammering Hank. And in the last Atlanta Braves stadium, before they just built this one, and it was really nice. I went to some Braves games a couple of years ago. I mean, we've been to a bunch, but I went to some Braves games a couple of years ago, and a friend of mine's a stockbroker in Atlanta, and he has, there's a Hammer and Hank club level, Hank Aaron club level, and they may have built it again. I hope they did in the new SunTrust Park for the Atlanta Braves. It's a beautiful, super cool club level where you could go and have fun and have a large time and so on. But, man, tip of the cap to the legend, Hank Aaron. And he broke, and Blake, you may Google it real quick. He broke Babe Ruth's record in the 70s because my dad said I was a baby and I was sitting on his knee and we were watching it and I want to say it was like 74 or 75 when Hammer and Hank, I think I've got this right, broke Babe Ruth's home run record.
April 8th, 1974.
Okay.
He hit number 715.
Bam.
A crowd of just under 54,000 people, the largest, I should say, in Atlanta Fulton County Stadium history at the time, watched Hank Aaron hit a 4th-inning pitch off the L.A. Dodgers to go to 715.
Okay.
That's pretty remarkable. Hammer and Hank, he's such a legend, Bo, that growing up, he was in cartoons. He was someone that would, like, make appearances as, like, a baseball character in different cartoons, you know? It's like MJ, kind of, for the time period. I mean, just kind of transcended his sport to an extent.
No question.
Especially when baseball was still at the time at the height of its existence.
Yeah, the game of the week during that time in the 60s and 70s.
Must-watch television at the time.
It was,
yeah.
And the Braves were still new. He made his last MLB appearance with the Milwaukee Brewers Okay. So he played for the Braves and the Brewers. The Braves from 54 to 74.
Yep. Isn't that incredible?
And the Brewers from 75, just 2 more years, 75, 76. That is incredible. Holy smokes. He was a 25-time All-Star. You think that's good?
I think it's all right.
World Series champion in 57, 3-time Gold Glover, 2-time NL batting champion. Of course, they retired his number 44, both the Braves and the Brewers. And he's in the Baseball Hall of Fame. Let's see, where was he? That's right, Mobile, Alabama, because isn't the
correct
the minor league stadium?
It's in shambles. It's a shame. It's honestly a travesty.
But isn't it named after him?
Hank Aaron Field.
Yes. Okay.
Here,
when you're going to Destin or Orange Beach or 38, you drive right by it on 65.
Correct. It is an absolute dump, and it's an embarrassment to minor league baseball and to Hank Aaron's name.
1 ball and no strikes. Aaron waiting. The outfield deep and straight away. Fastball is a high drive into deep left center field. Buckner goes back to the fence. It is gone.
This is when the fans run on the field and start grabbing at him after number 715.
That's incredible. Here it is.
What a marvelous moment for baseball. What a marvelous moment for Atlanta and the state of Georgia. What a marvelous moment for the country and the world. A black man is getting a standing ovation in the Deep South for breaking a record of an all-time baseball idol.
Incredible. How about this? He received the Presidential Medal of Freedom from President George Bush W. in June of 2002. Presidential Medal of Freedom, June 2002. Hammer and Hank, 86 years, and passes away. What a legend.
Yeah.
Boy, they'll be doing things for him all weekend, which will be really cool. And what I would also have to believe is Major League Baseball, when they kick off their season in early April,
we'll honor him,
there will be, they'll honor him, and maybe even teams will wear something in his honor.
He was
throughout the either the first game or even throughout the season.
He's either the first or one of like the first 2 African-American men to serve as a front office executive in Major League Baseball.
And
served with the Atlanta Braves
for years.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. So it's pretty incredible, how good he was. And I hope that we'll see maybe something cool with the Mississippi Braves this season in honor of Hank Aaron and everything like that. So,
I feel confident they'll do something, too, if not several things, to M Braves. We're sure crossing our fingers, right, that we're getting minor league baseball this year.
Hoping.
I mean, I would think we are. And, you're right, Blake. The whole Braves organization will honor him all the way through the minor leagues. And
as they should.
Yeah, you'll have people, ESPN and Major League Baseball Network, among others, will start to have book guests. Dale Murphy, we need to get Dale Murphy on the show next week. That'd be awesome.
Okay, let me ask you this question. Is Hank Aaron Atlanta's biggest superstar?
Is Hank Aaron Atlanta's biggest superstar?
I know that's tough because it's such a different era of existence than like even Michael Vick, right? Who I think might be the number
Chipper
one.
Jones.
Yeah, number one QB.
Because of our access, you didn't get to watch Hank Aaron much.
No.
Braves were never on TV.
No.
I mean, just every now and then. He's there. It's Hank Aaron, Chipper Jones, Michael Vick. You mentioned.
I mean, I guess
is
Matt
Dale
Ryan,
Murphy?
I don't know. I don't know where Dale falls in the base. I would think Dale falls after Chipper, Hank, and even maybe Maddox. That's tough.
Who trumps who, Maddox or Murphy?
I would think Maddox.
Okay.
He got you those series. That's the difference.
Am I missing somebody? I mean, Dominique Wilkins, NBA, I just can't. It's just they never really won, and no.
As
So
much
let's
as you
go
love
Hank
pitchers,
Aaron.
I don't think Maddox and Smoltz and Glavine come close to Chipper and Hank.
I agree. I think it's a Hank Chipper
Conversation.
1-1A.
Yeah. And if Vic had
And you
found
know
a
the
way to
Chipper
win his-
will have a statement. He's known
Oh,
Hank Aaron
yeah.
since he was a kid. Atlanta drafted Chipper Jones when he was 18 years old.
Yeah.
And he was from the state of Georgia. So he knew all about Hammer and Hank long before being drafted. Then he was drafted by his basically home team. And Hank Aaron's been in the front office for a while, so they've been around each other a million times.
The first line in Hank Aaron's enshrinement in the Baseball Hall of Fame reads as following. Quote, boxing legend Muhammad Ali once called Hank Aaron the only man I idolize more than myself. Dude, if that's not a statement of who you are.
Will you read that again?
This is the opening line of the enshrinement of National Baseball Hall of Fame, Hank Aaron's bio. Boxing legend Muhammad Ali once called Hank Aaron the only man I idolize more than myself.
Wow.
Dude, that is a statement. I've never read that. I've never read his enshrinement at the Hall of Fame because he's inducted in the 80s, so like it wasn't like it was new. That's an incredible statement. The only man I idolize more than myself. And that's by Muhammad Ali. That's like the GOAT.
Yeah, he is. 86 years. I cannot believe he was a 25-time All-Star. People don't play 25 years. I mean, I felt like Pete Rose played forever. I don't think he played 25 years. How did Hammer and Hank play 20? Let me read that again. Make sure I have that right.
Yeah, 54 to 77.
Okay.
That's 23 years.
So that's wrong. All right.
23 years.
So it was 20-something. They have him as a
24 years.
25-time All-Star. That's a misprint. You're right. That's a misprint. He was a 20 or 21-time.
Okay.
And it's still amazing.
Yeah, it's remarkable.
Cool. Well, we'll end it on that. That was tip of the cap to Hammer and Hank Aaron, who broke the record on April 8th, 1974. Is that what you told me,
Yep.
Blake?
And then held it until Barry Bonds, which I watched. I watched the Barry Bonds
I did too.
live. Watched it live on TV. I stayed up
Yeah.
because it was it was in San Francisco,
That's
West
right.
Coast game. It was a late game.
Mm-hmm. Hank Aaron wasn't on steroids or performance-enhancing drugs. Bonds allegedly was, but anyway, it is. Bonds is a great player. He's the greatest player I think that in my generation, regardless of PEDs or not. I wasn't alive when. I mean, I was, but I don't remember Hank Aaron.
Well, R.I.P. to a legend, Hammer and Hank.
Well, hey, if you missed any of the show this week, go to Apple Podcasts, search the Out of Bounds Show. If you missed any of the show, go to Apple Podcasts, search the Out of Bounds Show. You can also go to Spotify or Podbean and search the Out of Bounds Show. We've got a good bit of video on Facebook. Love for you to go to our Facebook page, search the Out of Bounds Show. Also want to let you know that the Y'all Lifestyle Shop is open from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. today as you're getting ready for game day and grilling and entertaining. All right, we've got all kinds of cool barware and Jonesy Q rubs and seasoning and sauce from Jeff Jones and Jonesy Q. Award-winning. We've even got the new stuff in, which is pretty exciting. So Jonesy Q rubs and sauces at the Y'all Lifestyle Shop in the Township by Nukes. Thanks for listening to the show. Don't forget about lunch. Lunch today, Roosevelt's, Live Oaks Golf Club, Philly cheesesteak sandwich, burgers, wings, Roosevelt's. It's the restaurant at Live Oaks Golf Club, Highway 49 North. Have a great weekend. We'll see you today.